What is going on out there, peeps? Okay, so after I did the other two videos, people were like floored that I didn't believe in humanitarian projects. I'm like, calm down, people. Look, I don't need anybody to tell me to do a humanitarian project. So a lot of people said, Pimpy, you brought this up before. Yes. When I was on the other YouTube channel, I mentioned that I had worked in Stockton for a couple of years. Well, actually more than a couple of years. But I hadn't been there for a couple of years one time. And there was homeless people there when I was going there, but not as many as when I went back after a couple of years. So I was really floored to see how many were there, and it was really depressing. So when I was on the other YouTube channel, I had mentioned that after the RVs and all these things happened, one of the things I wanted to do was go do something to help the homeless. You know what I mean? But not just give money, help homeless. No, you got. I wanted to be involved. And so a gentleman who's a lawyer on the East Coast caught my interview, or yeah, caught me talking on the other YouTuber channel, and then reached out to me and we started talking. And he turned me on to this organization here. So it's Community First Village. And to me, once I saw this, the idea about going over there, because I believe there's only one location. They're over there in Austin, Texas. But what they have going on over there is something I'm very interested in. My plan is to go to this location, learn everything I can about how they organized and how they got together, and then replicate that over here closer to my home, and then eventually start going around and creating these little types of communities because they are, they're, in my opinion, it's important. You know what I mean? It's important. There's a lot of people out there that feel less than human because they're on the streets. I think this is something that this is my humanity project. I don't need anybody to tell me that I have to have one. You should already want to do one on your own. If people try to force you into a humanitarian project, what is the joy in that? What is, you know what I mean? The whole purpose is you should to want to do these from your own heart. Anyways, I'll get into that in just a second. Just a quick reminder, we have Pimpy's Investment Chat. It's the same name as the YouTube channel. In here we do talk about investment opportunities, gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as other investment opportunities. Okay? No politics in that group. You can bring the politics over to here, which is the hidden things in front of your eyes. Over here we do talk about current events. We talk about NESARA, GESARA. We talk about all kinds of things over here. Bring that stuff over here. This is not the investment opportunity. So here it is. This is the thing. Mobile Loaves and Fishes, serving goodness. They have some great videos on here I was going to share with you. But when I made a video last time, I already got nailed for a copyright infringement. Apparently the music that they're using in their videos to introduce themselves is somehow copywritten. Anyways, here is how basically what they do. So it says, welcome to the most talked about neighborhood in Austin, Texas. Community First Village is a 51-acre master plan community that provides affordable, permanent housing and a supportive community for men and women coming out of chronic homelessness. And that's important because I did, a documentary on homeless people when I went to college my first time and got my first degree. And in there, I learned some very interesting things. I mean, one of the homeless people, they're not all wackos. I mean, there's some of them that are suffering from a lot of different types of, substance abuses, and some of them are mentally ill. But there are some of them out there, they're down to earth people. They can talk to you, they can function. Anyways, one of them, I said, so, what happens if somebody wanted to give you a home? And I couldn't believe what I heard. They said, we probably wouldn't take it. Most anybody on the streets probably wouldn't do it. And I said, why is that? They go, the fear. And I said, the fear of what? And they go, look, you don't understand that. When you become homeless, all your pride is gone. All the bits and parts of you that make you feel human are gone. Humanity is gone. It's real depressing. So you lose yourself when you get to the streets. The fear would be if they got into a home that they might accidentally do something. After they got all comfortable of living in there again and feeling like everything was normal again, and then all of a sudden something popped up. The fear of losing their home and ending up back in the streets would be too much to bear. As a matter of fact, the guy said you probably see a really high rate of suicide because it's one thing to have to go through it once. It's another to get back in the home, feel safe, secure, feel a sense of normalcy, and then all of a sudden end up back on the streets again. They couldn't take it a second time. And I thought that was really deep to hear. So when the gentleman from the East Coast turned me onto this website here, this is what I'm talking about. So basically what they do is they bought the property, the land, and they turned it into a community. See this? Mobile Loaves and Fishes is leading an unprecedented collaboration effort to migrate homelessness in the city of Austin. The transformative community exists to care for and serve our friends who are coming out of chronic homelessness and yearn for a permanent place to call home. So on phase 1, you got 100 RV parking homes, 130 micro homes, 5 laundry, restroom, and showering facilities, 5 outdoor kitchens, the bus, an art house, a cinema. So they have all kinds of things in here. They have workshops, trailers. You know what I mean? They have gardens. They grow. What happens is they help the homeless people reacclimate back into society. And it's done in a slow process. And when I learned about it, and you guys come here and I'll leave this link to this website, come here and watch these videos because, they're going to wussify you. You're going to cry a little bit. Phase 2, look at they add more. Now here's something that I want to add to these projects myself. I've been in the healthcare community a long time. I know a lot of doctors. I know a lot of specialists. I know a lot of dentists. I know a lot of these people need help. Mental health. They need physical help, teeth. Some of these people probably need medicines. You know what I mean? So I have doctors that can help me. That's something I want to do is bring to them free medical and dental until they can get back on their feet. I also want to build schools there, choice schools, by teachers who want to be there, not ones just there to collect a check. I want to be able to help because there's not just women and men. There's also families, just children out there. All right? So the children, to get them in there, get them reacclimated, give them the best types of education so that they do have a fighting chance. That's what I want to do. This is my humanitarian project. Nobody had to make me get into this. I don't feel forced into this. Nobody should feel forced in having to do a humanitarian project. They should want to do this on their own. They also have these trucks that they drive around in. And in there they pack blankets, they pack clothing, they pack food. They go out there in these normal spots where the homeless people are. They feed them, they clothe them, they give them blankets. Okay, so it gives them an opportunity to really just get to know the different homeless people, make them feel some sense of normalcy. But this particular village right here, this would definitely be helping those people who could. So one half of them would be people who could, that if you help them get back on their feet, get them back into a job, let them stay long enough where they save up enough money to where they can get a vehicle in their own place. Once they get back on their feet, they'll be just fine. But you're also going to have those individuals that there's nothing you can do to help them get on their feet. And they're going to need a permanent place to stay. And it shouldn't be on the streets. It shouldn't be on the streets at all. So if people are coming into these millions and millions of dollars, money's not all yours. Don't get me wrong. It's yours, but you know what I mean. If you're going to be blessed with this stuff, you should have a sense of obligation to want to give back to your fellow men and women. And for those who don't know what you are, okay, because I need to be politically correct. So there are all kinds of things on here. You could see they got pottery classes, they got gardens. Look at these homes. They're just micro homes. You know what I mean? For people to live in. They got schools. They have classes. They have theaters. You know what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. Put them in a community. Helps them to get reacclimated back into life. Making them feel human again. Do you see what I'm saying? That's what I want to do. This is my humanitarian project. I don't need anybody to tell me to do it, nor should anybody be forced to do it. You should want to do this on your own. So this is what I want to do. There's no ifs, ands, or but about it. It's what I'm going to do. I love this. Look at this outdoor theater, little farms. You know what I mean? It just some people just want to be around other humans. It's been a long time. A lot of them probably have forgotten how to do it. Okay? So that's what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I want to go there. I want to meet with all the leaders. I want to learn how it is they went about doing this. I need to learn how it is that I can do this. I have the right political connections to make this happen. I have the right connections in healthcare to make this happen. I have the right connections in education to make this happen. So this is my humanitarian project. So people ask me all the time, Pimpy, what are you going to do with your money? Well, one is I want to build a school. There's no doubt about it. The right kind of school. But this is what I'm going to do. I can't stand the amount of homelessness we got out there. There's never a reason for, well, don't get me wrong, there's a reason for it. Some of these people, yeah, some of them put themselves there in this predicament. I get it. Some of them constantly put themselves there in this predicament. I get it. Okay, but that doesn't mean we should give up on them. And then there's some people out there at no fault of their own. They are suffering from mental illness. They need to get help. And that's another area that I'm looking into as well. But that you start dealing with a lot of bureaucrats. There's a lot of red tapes. When you start talking about helping build a place for them to stay where they can get mental health. So very different. Anyways, I just wanted to share this with you. I get asked this all the time. Pimpy, what are you going to do? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come here. I'm going to learn how they did this. And then I'm going to replicate it. I'm going to build communities where the homeless people can have a permanent home. So they are given a place until they leave. Okay? Whether they get on their own feet, whether, God forbid, something happened to them bad, or they end up in jail, or whatever it is, that's their place. They never have to worry about losing their place. It's there for them. That's what I want to do. Give them a sense of security. Put them back in with humanity. Restore dignity, pride, sense of self, and back to God. This is what I want to do. All right, so I hope this answers your questions. They do have a YouTube channel. If you guys want to see a lot of testimonies of individuals who have been through this, hear what they have to say, hear their stories, I highly recommend that you do that. You go over to this YouTube channel. So let me just show you real quickly here. Anyways, they got a lot of testimonies on here. There's a lot of things in here where you guys could let me just see here. There he goes. There it is. So this is it. Meat. Mobile, loaves, and fishes. Anyways, I highly recommend, I will leave the connection to the YouTube. I highly recommend you come over here and you listen to these testimonies. Listen to them, because these are people who had no hope. They've given up on everything, given up on life. And then when they came here, they found themselves all over again. And their lives are totally different. And, you know, good luck when trying to have a dry eye. Seriously. The stories are really heartbreaking. So I don't need somebody to tell me I have to have a humanitarian project. What I see is human beings in the street that don't have to be there. I'm a human being. So nobody needs to make me have a humanitarian project. This is what I want to do. And so I shared it with you. Hopefully some of you will feel the same thing, that you will find a way to come here, learn, go back to your communities and help build these little communities. All right? Anyways, I just wanted to share that with you. I'll catch you later.